Hi everybody, hope you're all doing very well. So you find me currently sat at my dining room table about to write out some Christmas cards, and I thought whilst I was here that I would talk to you about some of the Christmas traditions, or basically what me and my family get up to at Christmas. One of the questions that I did have was about any fun or weird family or personal traditions that I have to do every year at Christmas. And when I was actually thinking about it, I even wrote to my mum to be like, Mum, do we do anything that's like fun or weird or very specific to us? Because I wasn't sure if maybe we do and I just don't notice it because that's just what Christmas is. And we were finding it hard to come up with something strange that we do in our family. I always just think of our Christmas as being pretty standard, but I don't know, maybe if I go through what we do every year, maybe you'll be like, that's odd, Charlotte, what are you doing? And yeah, whilst I do that, I'm going to write out some of my Christmas cards. So especially immediate family, if you do not want to know what Christmas card I've got you, stop watching, haha, because I actually think these cards are quite fun and I want to show you. I've got my colourful pens ready to go, and tomorrow I need to go stamp shopping, so it's good that I do this now. So first off is my card for my mother, which looks like this. Peel off the price label, haha. Because in my family, like if you leave a price label, everyone will just kind of look at it and go, oh, you left the price label on there. Oh, interesting, is that all you spent on me? I'm joking, we don't do that. I shall give my mother the purple pen. So yeah, I thought I would just go through like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, a normal Christmas. And actually, when I think about what we typically get up to on Christmas Eve, it's all kind of probably changed this year, because usually what ends up happening is on Christmas Eve, my mum will go over to my granddad's, and you might know if you've been watching my channel for a while that my granddad passed away just before Christmas last year. So obviously we're not going to be doing that anymore. So it's gonna be quite odd, I think, having my mum round on Christmas Eve. This card is actually not very easy to write on. Sorry, Mum. And basically, whilst she was out, I would start prepping the Christmas dinner. Me and my mum both do Christmas dinner. It's kind of recipes that I've found, but let's be honest, my mother is a much better cook than I am. She's got more experience doing Christmas dinner. So I always kind of joke that I'm the head chef and she's the sous chef, but like, if we're being really honest, she's much more skilled than I am. I'm basically the bossy person who has the vision. So I usually get our turkey prepped. I'll link the videos that I use down below for Christmas dinner. It's based on a Thanksgiving spread that Beth from Entertaining with Beth did a few years ago, and I remember watching it and thinking, oh, that turkey sounds great. It's basically like this turkey roulade that has this green pesto that you hand make, and then you put it inside the turkey, roll up the turkey, and then when you cut it, there's like swirls of pesto in the middle. It's really, really nice. So basically I get the pesto ready. I think I usually get like the potatoes done and like chopping up Brussels sprouts so that we can cook them tomorrow, and just doing like little bits and pieces that I can do. I don't think I'm the most helpful person at Christmas. I'm generally not a very helpful person in the kitchen, but I feel like I take a lot of pride in the Christmas Day turkey, so I have my one job and I stick to it. Usually the afternoon of Christmas Eve is when It's a Wonderful Life comes on TV. And I basically corner off the living room to be able to watch that. That's something I've only started doing in the last few years or so, but I feel like my family now know It's a Wonderful Life is on Christmas Eve. But that's okay, because later on in the evening, usually around about 5 or 6 o'clock, is when Carols at King's happens. That is basically King's College Choir sing lots of Christmas carols, and my dad watches that every single year. I never used to sit and watch that, but actually I watched it last year and really enjoyed it. I'm a big fan of A Christmas Carol, though they've started doing desk counts that are very different to the ones that I learnt at school, and I was very upset about it. After Carols with Kings, usually on TV is The Snowman, Raymond Briggs' The Snowman, which I absolutely love. We don't always end up watching it because it often clashes with when we go to Mass for Christmas Eve. As I think I've mentioned before, my family is Catholic, so we go to Catholic Mass on Christmas Eve, which is really nice. They do a carol service beforehand and then they'd go into the Mass at 9 o'clock. Not midnight Mass, because I applaud all of you who do go to church at midnight, but I am not one of those people who can do that. And it's just really nice because it's the church that my family have been going to since I was a baby. So the people who go there I've known all of my life. And like some of them I probably haven't seen for a couple of years because of the pandemic. And also since moving down to Oxford. So it'll just be really nice to see them. Also, I should say, during the day, me and my dad usually are on the Nora Track Santa website. Yes, I am 26, what of it? And we'll be calling out to each other during the day of, where's Santa? Where is he? Where's Father Christmas? Oh. By the time we get back from Mass, he's usually somewhere in Europe. And usually it's either 11 o'clock or midnight he gets to the UK. I've just ripped my mum's card. I'm really sorry, Mother. Gonna have to put some sellotape on that. I'm now really worried that I don't have an envelope or a card to go with this envelope. Huh. This is the card I've got for my niece. Ah! Found it. We're good. And it has a little colouring in bit in the inside. So we are quite late to bed on Christmas Eve. My mum's usually up later because she tends to set up all of the presents. We basically know that from a certain time of the evening, we are not allowed to go into the living room, because the way that my mum sets up our presents, she doesn't wrap most of our presents. She just kind of lays them out on the settee. So basically when we come down on Christmas Day and we're allowed to go into the living room finally, we can just see everything that's there, which I have to say is very environmentally conscious. So yeah, then Christmas Day rolls around and we're usually waiting for my mum to be ready. My dad's quite an early riser, so he's already up at like 6 o'clock on Christmas Day. I tend to wake around about 7ish, get myself ready. And nowadays we have to be up pretty early because we have to get the turkey ready before we go to my sister's house. My sister and my brother-in-law host Christmas dinner, but we're the ones who cook most of it, let's be honest. So we definitely have to get the turkey in the oven by 9 o'clock in the morning. So usually we'll get the turkey in the oven around about that time, and then me, my mum and my dad go into the living room and exchange presents, knowing that every 15 minutes we have to go back to the turkey to baste it. There tends to be like a nice chilled hour or so where we're like having breakfast, where we're listening to the radio. Usually my parents are listening to this programme on BBC Radio 2. I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. I think it's like Children's Choice. Junior Choice? Is it called Junior Choice? Basically, they play a lot of old like children's songs. So I know every year that I'm going to hear either Nelly the Elephant or Puff the Magic Dragon. It's a radio show that my parents are very, very nostalgic for, and I'm always just kind of there like, okay, you know, it's background noise. I just realised I forgot to write Auntie Charlotte on this card. I've got to squeeze that in somewhere. My favoritist niece in the whole world. You may say to me she's my only niece, but I say shh. So where was I? So we've opened presents, we've got the turkey ready, and then basically, usually that is around about 11 o'clock, the turkey is ready, and then from there, it's a mad dash to get ourselves all ready to go to my sister's house. It is a major operation, like the military should be involved, because there have been Christmases where we've forgotten to bring something. There was one Christmas where we forgot the stuffing, and I don't want to be dramatic or anything, but Christmas was effectively ruined. It's never boring things like Brussels sprouts or carrots that we forget, it's always the things that I like. Pigs in blankets, stuffing balls, But no, the carrots are always remembered. So yeah, so usually we get to my sister's house. There's usually like a couple of hours there where we're finishing off getting lunch ready. And then we finally sit down to Christmas dinner, usually around about 3 o'clock. That to me seems like a normal time to have Christmas dinner, but let me know if you do it earlier or later. We sit and have dinner, that usually lasts about an hour or so, and then we're all slumped on the sofa. And then basically the rest of the day is like a big arguing match over who gets to control the remote. Every single year, usually Home Alone 2 is on, and my family resist at every turn to watch that. Even though every single year, we do eventually put Home Alone 2 on, and every year, they enjoy it. They are howling. So yeah, we spend most of the evening just like sat watching TV, to be honest, because there's always something festive on. Slowly our stomachs decrease from the Christmas dinner, and we probably eat around about a full box of celebrations between us. We also tend to have dessert around about 7ish. And because I swear to God, every single person in my family wants something different for pudding. Some of us want Christmas pudding, not me, because Christmas pudding is disgusting. I tend to have like a syrup sponge pudding, which is my favourite pudding. Other people in my family like Yule log, so we tend to go backwards and forwards. And even if somebody wants the same dessert, they usually don't want the same topping for it. So my poor mum is usually there making up custard, getting out ice cream, finding the whipped cream, because nobody in my family wants the exact same thing. Food-wise, we are a very high maintenance family. But yeah, that is pretty much Christmas Day, I think. Boxing Day is usually like quite a chilled affair. We've usually made a buffet out of all of the leftovers from Christmas dinner. And to be honest with you, Christmas dinner usually ends up lasting a good 4 days or so. Boxing Day tends to be the day that we play games. I recently bought us Bananagram, so that is going to provide hours of enjoyment, I think. I feel like we are a quietly competitive family. Like, nobody's really rambunctious about it, but if we think that somebody's cheating, particularly if I think somebody's cheating, like, pistols will be drawn. There will be a duel. And then I guess in terms of other traditions, at some point between Boxing Day and New Year, The Sound of Music will be on, and every year we have to watch it. And it's one of the Christmas traditions I really look forward to. I think when I was younger, I used to think, oh, The Sound of Music, I've seen that a billion times before, I don't need to see it again. But then every single year, I will come into the room when my dad's watching it. It's my dad's favourite film. And I will see Julie Andrews or Christopher Plummer, and I will just be like, oh. And then suddenly I've willingly let myself be held hostage for 3 hours, and I can't think of a better time. So that's really good. 20 minutes have gone by of me trying to tell you my Christmas traditions, and yet I've only written out 2 cards. Well done, Charlotte. I think this goes to show I can't talk and do a task at the same time. Yay. Do let me know about any of your Christmas traditions. Like I say, I don't think that I do anything out of the ordinary with my family. I will say there is a Christmas jumper that I have to wear every single year. That is my Christmas Day jumper, and if it's not there, then it's not Christmas. But yeah, let me know about any of your Christmas traditions. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you're having a fantastic, fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.